to reevaluate Hall of Fame. Players will come, they're going to retire earlier. I don't need 15 years from you. Give me 7, 8 great years. And Matt is joining us now. I mean, first of all, what was your initial reaction to the retirement of a tremendous Cowboy?
I was, usually you're kind of prepared for crazy news with the Cowboys because we had so much opportunity over the years, Colin, but this would caught me off guard. And the Cowboys can act all they want. Oh, we knew this was coming. Now, I had scouts telling me throughout last year, he is not the same guy. He is not close to the same guy. Now, he went to the Pro Bowl, and that might tell you what the Pro Bowl should say about people. But, it was my reaction was I just was very, very kind of sad for him because I know how much he loves it. I know how much he needs his teammates. But at the same time, also, I think we've moved into an era where guys, I think years ago, you just play through it. You do everything in your power to make it through your career and at least get, 10, 11, 12 years in if you could. And he might have been able to. But at some point, if you don't feel yourself, and we've seen it with Kuechly, we saw it with Luck, and now we've seen it with Frederick, guys are leaving the game. And I think it's scary for the NFL. But who are we to hold this against them when they make the best decision for their long-term health and their families? I feel good for him in that respect.
Randall Cobb's gone, Robert Quinn's gone, Byron Jones is gone, Travis Frederick's gone. Matt, those are good players. This team. Those are good, productive players.
Yeah, this is a little bit worrisome. I mean, the Cowboys are sort of good at defensive players getting these one-year deals. They're not good at keeping those players. And then, of course, their best cornerback, much maligned around here for never getting interceptions, but when you look at it, he was always, they didn't throw at him, and they didn't complete balls on that side of the field. So you got to give him that. That's why he got a huge deal in free agency. So I think there is some major worry. This is a splash and dash type team, type franchise. They put all the money in skill positions, and they still don't even have their quarterback deal done, and they don't even know how to do these trades. They did the first-round pick. What we see other teams do is you get the extension done immediately when you make the trade. We see it over and over, and this team doesn't know how to do that. They always want to put it off. Hey, we can do this down the road. And then, of course, they're in a position where the only way they keep Amari Cooper is to give him a top-of-the-line deal and make him nearly the highest-paid receiver in the game. It's a scary time for Cowboys fans. I mean, everybody will convince themselves, they got the Super Bowl talent, but they are really hurting on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Smith regressed. We don't know what Van Der Esch might do with this stenosis thing that he has. I mean, that's a scary injury to have. We'll see if he comes back from that. But this is they're fortunate they play in a horrible division because this Cowboys team is in a world of hurt right now.
They desperately now need a corner and a center. I also think they need another, I honestly think they have to address the offensive line more at center. They're getting old. If I said to you, Cowboys' first 2 picks, what do they address? What would be your guess?
Well, they'll always tell you that they'll take the best player because what they've done is they've re-signed some cornerbacks. They got Clinton Dix in at safety, so they feel like they're in position to take the best player. I've looked at some of these top 50 lists. I know you've been looking at a lot of film, Colin, and you know your best centers on the board. but there's no center that's up there in the top, 20 or 25 that you can just go in and get that guy. I mean, there's somebody. I can't even remember, but there's some people out there. Maybe he's from Michigan. Now that I think about it, but again, he's like number 37 on this. List,
Ruiz. Yeah, he'll go late first, early second. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good in the phone booth. Good leverage. Love the man. But we'll see. What they are able to do. I think they still will try to. Take the best player there, and that's why, you hear all these in where I live in Dallas, lots of LSU fans. I mean, they're everywhere, and they are just convinced that the Cowboys 17 will have to go with Chason. We'll have to go with a pressure player. Obviously, they lost Robert Quinn. They got this highly paid defensive end that last year had like 5.5 sacks, and people say, he's great against the run. Who cares? Hey, it's about sacks. It's about getting the quarterback. And so I would look, everybody says, oh, what about safety? What about cornerback? Look at who they've picked in the past. They have not picked a safety in the first round since 2002. It's Roy Williams who they picked. And that didn't turn out that great. He was okay. He had a pretty good, decent career. But I think you look at a pressure player. They're not going to pick a wide receiver because they got the Cooper thing done. I don't think they'll pick another offensive lineman. And I don't think there's anybody that's just grabbing their attention on the O-line. So I think you've got to start zeroing in on who can be a pass rusher. And this team used to be in love with Arkansas because of Jerry's ties to them. Not a lot of great players coming out of Arkansas right now. There are some coming out of LSU. This team falls in love with schools. Maybe someday they'll fall in love with my alma mater, Baylor. But for now, it's LSU. Look at the Tigers, Colin. That's the direction they're thinking.
By the way, only a couple of minutes left. We got to make it quick, but no OTA potentially may because of the virus. I think it hurts new coaches, new systems. McCarthy's not going to have his players potentially until August. A minute and a half left. We got to make it pretty succinct here. How much does that hurt Dak and McCarthy?
Oh, I think it really hurts, and I think they need to get to know each other. They need to, figure out. I mean, they can look at film, but they need to kind of be around each other. The truth is, though, with his status right now on this franchise tag, he wasn't going to be around anyway. There was a chance he wasn't going to show up, and there are even rules in place. So, in some weird sense, this protects them from this ongoing story. Oh, no Dak around. Oh my gosh, Cooper Rush is out here taking reps. So maybe they will get something done by that July 15th deadline that they have to look to on this franchise tag, and then they'll get into camp. And of course, everybody's going to be so excited to have football again. If in fact that happens, then I think everything will be okay. But absolutely, it hurts. I mean, I think it hurts in all sorts of areas right now with a new coach, new system, trying to get to know this play caller. Which, by the way, they're going to let him call the plays. I don't understand it with Kellen Moore. It doesn't make any sense to me, but he's going to call the plays. So, yeah, it hurts him bad.
Matt Mosley, Cowboy Insider, co-host of the Doomsday podcast with Ed Werder. Good talking to you, buddy.
Always good. Stay safe there, okay?
All right, you too. Social distancing. Okay, so just think about this. They lost Travis Frederick, Pro Bowl center. Byron Jones, their best corner. Robert Quinn, their sack leader. Randall Cobb, had 800 yards. Didn't they lose the safety, Jeff Heath? Okay, Jeff Heath, who was hurt a lot, but when he played, he was valuable. I don't think Dallas is going to be very good. I really don't. I think Philadelphia is going to be significantly healthier and significantly better. Dallas is going to have to hit on every draft pick and have no injuries. And that offensive line, Tyron Smith, left tackle, is no longer a 16-game guy. That's not what he is anymore. Forget the 17th game. He's about a 12-game guy. So, this is what the Rams did. Vanity contracts, a lot of skilled players, a lot of money. Well, what happens when you have an injury or an early retirement? Rams, Cowboys, can't shake anymore. Fist bump. You're looking at each other. You look like the same franchise. A lot of big names, no depth. All it takes is a Gurley injury or a Travis Frederick retirement, and it all comes crashing down. Michelin Endurance XD silicone wiper blades, real world proven. Get them at Walmart. Last 2 times as long. Michelin. Hour 3 next.